you were a member of the very first NTS class.
I was. I 50 years ago today, when the doors opened in this crummy building on Mountain Street, which I believe is the old Canadian Legion building and is now the Sullivan College.
Right.
There was, I think there could have been maybe as few as 30 of us, half French and half English. And of course, we were excited, but we didn't know what was going to happen to us. There was so few of us, and sitting here after, of course, 50 years in the business, being part of a larger community of actors, which is we are the most wonderful people in the world, as you can see, as even the politicians here recognized, which was so great to hear how that they recognized how important we are. You know, we feel so stupid and insignificant some of the time because they really want to do it without us, but they just can't. You know, and here are many of us still working. I mean, I've been a professional actor for my whole life since I was a teenager, and I'm now a grandfather, which is, I find, extraordinary and something that I'm just totally proud of.
So, and Martha Henry was another one?
Martha was in the first year, Diana. Peter Cullen is still working in California, I believe. That's quite a large percentage.
At least 4 of them.
That's 4 out of 15. That's a quarter. That's 25% of the class is still actually working of that first class. Never mind the percentage of actors who can make a living for 50 years in the world. There's so few of us.
And you were based in New York, and tell us a little what you do now.
I moved to New York in the middle 60s. Every few years or so there's a kind of an emigration of a group of people who just feel they have to leave. And in 1965 I'd been offered a not very good contract at Stratford after having worked with the Canadian Players and the Manitoba Theatre Centre, and they offered me a not very good job for $10 less than I was already earning in Winnipeg, and I asked for $10 more than I was earning at Winnipeg, which was a $20 a week difference, which they refused, and I left the country.
And that was the last straw.
Not it wasn't the last straw, but who knew? I always thought, well, Paul, you can always come back again if it fails, but it didn't.